are so funny. You're trying to get me to do this stupid shit. And
she just whispered, "I'm a bad bitch," for anyone who didn't hear. Stop. 420.
I'm lit at Disney.
And the kids asleep in the bath.
There we go. A ball sack station. That's what a business owner looks like. Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry.
I did it.
You did it. You clapped for the first time in forever. Whatever that song.
That was a good one. I like it.
Sorry, that was very off key. Anyways, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tattoo Homewreckers. If you can't tell, we both have ADHD. My name is Calista, and my very best friend Lou is here with me today.
That's me.
That is you. Mm-hmm. My other half, my platonic life partner. Oh my goodness. Before we... Do we talk about the topic first and then go into what our gender is? Or
typically, yeah.
Okay.
Usually.
So the topic of today's episode is we're celebrating very late our 1 year anniversary.
You say very late. It's only like 6 days late.
That's not too bad.
So, yeah, it's not bad.
Still fresh.
For us, that's not bad.
But to be fair, we've lived like 50 different lives in those 6 days.
It's been wildly busy around here, and we're looking at the calendar and how wildly busy the next couple months are going to be.
Stomach sinking with like, it gets worse.
Yeah, we did 2 flash days back to back. Yep. If you are brand new here, I'm assuming you know we're tattoo artists because the name of our podcast is Tattoo Homewreckers. Mm-hmm. But we are both tattoo artists and we own a business together, and we did a flash day for us. We did a Galentine's flash day at the shop, which was amazing.
Which thank you all so much for coming in and getting tattooed. That was awesome.
We tattooed the perfect amount. It was busy, but not too busy.
Yeah.
It was great. And then we had to pack up, and we did not get out of there until almost 10 p.m. Mm-hmm. And we had to be at our next place the following morning, which is like a local theater called the Meteor, and set up and start tattooing at 10 a.m. So it was a wild turnaround.
Yeah,
to pack up the entire shop and then
have to move it and then have to set it up and then just roll straight into tattooing and then like tattooing just like back to back people. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah. Whoops, my bad.
Yeah, it was like 8 people each in the course of like. I think it was by 2. So about 4 hours.
In 48 hours between the two of us, we tattooed 36 tattoos.
That's too many.
And some people got doubles, mind you. So that made it a little bit more like easier because like you're not having to completely set up again for another stencil. You could just stencil both and then get to tattooing. But a lot of them were doubles. And it was just a busy weekend. And I felt good. It's only now 2 days after the last event where I'm like, oh, that was rough on you. Like I'm like still kind of hurting a little bit.
Yeah, it took us a long time. I think it's now 5:00 in the afternoon.
Oh my god!
And we've been trying to do this podcast since like 10 a.m.
Yeah, it's taken us a whole day to try to like put on makeup and fucking like set up the lights and get to recording. And even then, that was such a struggle. But here we are.
We made it. We did it.
We fucking made it, bro. We did it. But yeah, we're going to talk about 1 year in New Zealand. We've got 2 major things to talk about is what we've learned after living a whole year in a different country and what we wish we knew before we moved to New Zealand. Yeah. So stick around and find out what that is. But before we get into those 2 topics, what does your gender feel like today?
Ooh, my gender feels like an old tissue. I am feeling like...
Brother, we have done crumpled items.
That is me. I've been crumply lately.
Like how many weeks now? I'm going to have to go back and search all of the past episodes and see how far back it goes.
I don't feel like garbage in the corner this week. Mm-hmm. I guess an old tissue kind of is garbage, but it's still soft. I'm feeling like a crumpled up tissue with cobwebs and like I am a spider's home now. I've been repurposed.
Totally.
I'm a husk of what I used to be. That's what I feel like. Mm-hmm. Just the tissue that's in the corner that you walk by, but now it's become a spider's house, so you can't really... You'd feel bad if you took it away.
Period.
Because you're like, that doesn't belong to me anymore.
Period.
That is me.
I feel that heavy. I feel... My gender today feels like, that toxic apple from Snow White?
Yes.
That's what it feels like. Just as...
Nice.
Very, like, yeah.
Has the bite been taken out yet? Or are you still whole?
I think I'm still whole.
Nice.
So the bite hasn't been taken out yet. But yeah, I'm not a regular apple. I'm a toxic apple.
I'm not a regular apple. I'm a toxic apple.
I'm different from the other apples. Just kidding.
I love that.
I just like the look of it because it looks like a candy apple with like sour, like syrupy stuff. That's how I kind of interpret it.
And a skull.
A skull. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
I've tattooed that thing so many times.
Yeah.
And I never get tired of tattooing it.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so much fun every single time.
Totally. Bring back candy apples. Have you seen a candy apple since we moved to New Zealand?
I have not.
I haven't either.
No. It's something that we have in England that I was hoping they'd have here, but I haven't really seen them here.
For our Kiwi listeners, can you let us know if candied apples are a thing? Do you guys call them lolly apples?
Oh my fucking God.
Anyways,
you may as well start there.
We're going to start there. So what have we learned? We have learned that certain names for certain things are
amazing.
Amazing.
So I need to start with the one we just discovered.
The good stuff. Yes.
So we were prepping for this podcast, talking about like some of the points that like we want to bring up. More accurately, you were talking about points, and I'm just like, I'm riding by the seat of my pants. But you had mentioned Victoria's Secret, and I had explained to you, it doesn't matter if you miss it, because we would, just like I can miss Target, we are boycotting Victoria's Secret. It's a Les Wexner store, and
You're
fuck
so
that
right.
dude. And so we wouldn't be going there anyway. But the alternative, because we were looking for like what is a Victoria's Secret adjacent store here.
Like dupe.
And for our like non-Kiwi friends, you will love the name of this because it made me giggle. And there are lots of silly names for things here.
For sure.
Which are just amazing. And so this store is called Bras and Things. That's it. It's bras and things.
Just bras and things.
So really like self-explanatory. You know what you're getting at Bras and Things. You are indeed getting bras and things.
And things. And that is the funniest name for a lingerie store I have ever.
They're not turning that into a pop song.
That is true. Yeah. True. That bras and things. Like that kind of insinuates that like you're selling like, I don't know, like tennis rackets and like
it's like the Baby Factory.
Like there's a store called the Baby Factory. No, you do not buy live babies there.
You could, maybe. You don't know.
I don't know. I've never been inside the Baby Factory.
We haven't been in there. Maybe we can go in there and buy a baby.
Yes. Maybe. Perhaps. Yeah. Chemist Warehouse is still kind of weird to me.
Yeah. Everything's a warehouse, which I will say does, because I think of warehouse like the way we use that context in the States, that it's for like storing things.
Yeah.
And like it's a big like, you know, box type store that's like not flourished, which is pretty equivalent for like when you go in there, it is giving like a smaller version of Costco.
Totally.
So it does have a warehouse feel to it, but it definitely doesn't make you like feel like you want to spend a bunch of money or really feel like you want to go shopping. I think that's one of the big key differences for me is that stores here are not an experience the way they are in the States, where you want to go shopping as like an idea of like fun or like,
because that was like kind of what you did when you met up with friends and you didn't know what to do. It's like, okay, let's go to the mall and like let's hit up all the stores and just see. Like,
and that's not a thing.
Yeah, because the Chemist Warehouse to me feels like the visual experience of what what are those things called when you're like voting on things. So people are trying to buy things and you're like, okay, 100 million over here.
Oh,
we have 105 million over here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like an auctioneer.
Auctioneer. That's like literally the visual representation of like the auction is what Chemist Warehouse is. It's like
so overstimulating.
So crazy. There's tags everywhere. People are moving quick too. And it's like, it's not like a stay leisurely kind of thing, which is crazy because a lot of New Zealand things are very leisurely, like.
And I think like the way that the signage is done in there
very
is it's giving very infomercial.
Yes.
Very like buy this, buy this, buy this.
Which I suppose makes sense why our infomercials are popping up in the community. They love to see it. They do love an infomercial. Yeah. So it's different names. Also, in the 1 year of living in New Zealand, I've come to realize that one of the major grocery chains is called Woolworths, but a lot of people still call it Countdown because it was known as Countdown.
Because they just keep switching names.
They keep switching. The fucking brand keeps switching names. So the actual entire chain keeps switching between Countdown and Woolworths. And it's like a fucking actual dispute between people who are like, I refuse to call it Woolworths. And some people are like, it's always going to be Countdown no matter what. And others are like, it's Woolies.
Yeah, so I like Woolies. I'm down with Woolies. Woolworths is a bit weird. I'm down with Woolies.
I think for me, it's hard to call it Countdown when I've never known it as Countdown.
Yeah.
So maybe if I were there, then that'd be fine. But yeah, it's like.
But this brings us back to the fact that all candy here is called lollies.
That's part of the slang is
and that's one of the things that like I still cannot get used to because anytime people talk about lollies, I'm expecting a lollipop.
Yeah, me too.
Or I guess here that would be. What the fuck is a lollipop called here?
I think it's still called a lollipop or like maybe a sucker. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I think it's a sucker. That's what my brain was thinking.
I don't know.
Let me look it up.
Okay, you look it up. They're all candy is lollies. So even if it's like a Twix bar or like a soft gummy, like a gummy bear is a lolly here. Or like a gummy snake, that's a lolly here. It's all lollies. It's all encompassing. And that was confusing to me because I insinuate lollies with hard candy that you have to like suck on. Yeah. Did you get the name?
Yeah, no, they just call it a lollipop or a lolly still.
They still call it a lolly. That's confusing to me.
Yep.
But other slang is pretty great. I heard one of our friends say have a squiz at something the other day.
Yeah.
That's adorable. I've never heard that before.
I'm not going to lie. Have a squiz to me sounds very sexual. I'm just picturing like somebody having like a jizz on something.
Yeah.
It's too close sounding to like jizz. Yeah.
Too close to jizz. What other fun slang is there? Hooning it. Keen. People say keen. They ask you how are you going instead of how are you doing.
Mm-hmm. I don't ever get asked that.
How you going?
Yeah.
I get asked how you going a lot.
No. People don't ask me that.
I'm going nowhere. I'm at work. I'm here for the next 5 hours with you. So another one for me that was really hard to get used to this 1 year in New Zealand is when you say thank you to someone, they will say, oh, that's all right. And to me, I read that as just only a passive-aggressive phrase. So I'm like, I'm so deeply sorry that I've completely inconvenienced you every time someone says that, even though that's not what they mean. That's all right is absolutely to Americans. Yes. That's like the same thing. But like now I'm starting to realize Americans sound very like, we're a lot.
Yeah.
So when someone says thank you and I say absolutely, they're like, what the fuck? Okay, well, Diva, calm down. Yeah. You just handed me a cup. Like, I don't know.
I feel like absolutely is still aggressive for me.
Very like, it's very.
I'm more of like a no problem.
No problem, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Or you're more accurately, I think universally the correct thing to say when someone says thank you is you're welcome.
Totally, you're welcome.
That's worked in every place I've lived. You just say you're welcome.
Yeah. Or
my pleasure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the absolutely, I'm like,
yeah.
What happened?
It is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I've learned.
Okay.
In the 1 year of living in New Zealand is driving on the other side of the road. I feel like I don't flex that hard enough. That is cool. Being able to drive on the other side of the road, that's very cool. So that's all I wanted to say on that.
That's it. It's cool.
That's it.
Do you still walk to the wrong side of the car?
Actually, no. It's very rare that I do. The one place I do get confused. Do you think that's
not because you don't drive as often?
Yeah.
Because I will walk to the wrong side of the car every time I'm stressed out. But most of the time when we're running late or stressy boots,
yes,
I am driving.
It's whenever we're running late.
Yeah. It's when I come out of the gym and I'm like absolutely exhausted, I will walk to the wrong side of the vehicle.
Yep.
Or if we're like in a rush somewhere. I don't drive. I think I've driven on the wrong side of the road here. Literally, like, I guess technically that would be twice because it was like back-to-back instances at our friend's farm.
Yeah.
But that's the only time that's like happened.
But I mean, to be fair, it was pretty rural roads. Yeah. And like you were literally like maybe 10 feet away from
we were just going from one driveway to the other.
Yeah.
And that was like the only time that's happened. But I will,
for me,
stressed out, walk to the wrong side of the car.
Now I only get confused if I'm, it's only when I'm stressed in a parking lot that I get confused. I'm like, oh shit, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. And like, you're either coming off of being stressed from being in the grocery store, or I'm like already stressed going into the grocery store. Then I'm like, oh shit, my bad.
Okay, that is one thing I will talk about.
Yes.
The parking lots. I think I mentioned it when we first moved here. The parking lots are teeny tiny, and the people are much larger. And and I'm not talking just like width wise for like everyone that's like, oh my god, you can't talk about people's sizes.
I swear to God,
men and women are tall and broad and just physically larger here.
I'm like, how are all of you like clearing 6 feet? That's insane. Like the average person, I swear to God, is like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Like
Wild
it is a country of large individuals, and then the parking spaces are tiny.
And the cars are
so when you try to get out of it, you're butt up against the next person. And the actual like lanes in the parking are borderline like one-way lanes. So trying to turn into a really tight parking spot is massively frustrating. The parking, and I will say, whoever they had the civil engineers working on the like construction of flow specifically for like shops and parking lots, garbage, terrible. They're awful. I understand you're probably like, oh, well, they don't have as much space because like in the States, they have a ton of space. And you were probably correct in that. But we could have shaved off 2 spots there and just given like each car a little bit more room.
Yep.
Would have been super simple. Or we don't need to put diagonal, like diamond-shaped planters in the middle of parking spots when the parking spots are already teeny tiny. We can figure out where else we can put planters in a parking lot that makes sense. Because it might have looked great when you were designing it on paper, but the practicality of it, not good. So that's like one of my gripes is like the engineers designing parking lots here are not designing it well.
No, there's no like actual flow.
Yeah.
And I think that goes along with like capitalism runs so deep in the United States that they have turned every store into like a movie set. Yep. So it's meant for you to feel certain things when you walk into any store, really. It doesn't even matter. Even if it's a fucking Sally's, like a small, tiny little store that sells just hair products, it is still designed in a way where you are meant to feel something.
So that way you'll spend money.
Yeah. So that way you feel comfortable and you're like, right, it's just enticing. And that's, I don't know. It's insane because culturally it's not like as big of a thing here, especially like you can see with produce and whatnot. I talked about this when we first moved here. There's like maybe 4 different kinds of pasta sauces. Meanwhile, I'm used to the entire aisle being like 12 feet long. And that is just pasta sauces. So you're trying to decide between like hundreds of options. Crazy.
That I do love. I do love I like the like
less
waste, the lack of like overwhelm you have in stores.
Yeah.
But when you are looking for specific items, that can be like moderately frustrating. Like every time I go to Chemist Warehouse, they are out of the bleach that I need. So I'm having to like order it online, and that's something that like obviously makes sense. New Zealand's very far away from the rest of the world, which was partly what enticed us. Totally. But it does mean you just have to get better at planning. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, if you want something, you have to be good about planning ahead to be like, hey, I need to make sure that I have this. And then the home we are in is an older home, so there's not as much storage. And also, the refrigerators are teeny fucking tiny, so you can't necessarily say, okay, well, I'm going to keep a stockpile of this, which is what I would do in the States. Because as somebody with like the type of like autism that I have like very specific comfort items, which means that when we lived in the States, part of how I would save money is I would buy things like by the case.
Yeah.
Not full, like, you know, Armageddon hoarders like level, but I would just be like, you know what? I know that this is a safe food for me, or this is a safe product. Like, I'm always going to keep using this hair dye. I will just spend, you know, the money up front, and then I have it for 2 years. Here, because there's a lack of storage, can't do that. And also, like, it's just really hard to buy stuff like from manufacturers here because they don't have warehouses that you can just be like, hey, I'm going to purchase that.
Totally.
So
yeah, it's fucking harder.
It's hard to like buy like things that we deem to be like normal items.
Yes. I will say also, from coming from a culture where we deem like unsafety is normal, like being just like on guard all the time. I wanted to talk about how in the 1 year we've lived here, we've realized that New Zealand has a higher standard for a lot of things, which is great, which makes it to me at least, I'm like, oh, that's really sweet that you think that this is a problem. But I also am like, no, but keep that high standard.
Yeah.
Like, that is awesome. Because so many people told me like, oh, well, be careful. Like living in Hamilton, it's like one of the most dangerous, like, crime-ridden cities in New Zealand, and it is not.
It is statistically here, but comparatively to where we've lived in the States.
Comparatively, I mean, I have walked alone to places more than I ever have my entire time in the United States.
Yeah.
And I have felt more comfortable walking alone from like my home to like, I don't know, sushi, to a restaurant, to a bar, wherever, and back home at late at night. And I have felt more safe than I have ever in my entire time living in the United States.
Well, and you see so many other like groups of people. Like we will see women all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Just walking.
There's so many people like, walking, and that adds to the safety. It's like a lot of people are just like honestly walking because it's a walkable city.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
I will say, I think that's also something that like culturally is so different here that like in the States, if you don't drive, it's very frowned upon. And I understand there's like pockets like, you know, in New York City or big cities where they're like, oh, you don't have to drive. Yeah. Hamilton is not that big of a city that you can be like, oh yeah, I don't drive, or like, I don't own a car because why would I? Like, I don't need to in this city. Yeah. It's not New York, but it is perfectly normal here to just see people walking to the shops.
Totally.
Because there are so many little local shops. So like at the end of our street, we have a little like convenience store. So we can walk down and grab like, if we need like toilet paper, if we need to just grab some milk, any like little things, we can just pop on down to the shops, pick them up, and then come back. And like, I love that because that's like what we had in England. So it makes neighborhoods feel really close. So even like we have a laundromat at the end of our street, which is amazing because like our dryer is the size of like a fucking easy bake oven. So if you're drying more than 2 shirts, you're kind of fucked. And in order to dry your stuff, you have to run it for 2 hours. So the electricity bill on that doesn't equal out.
Totally.
But the beauty of that is that by going to the laundromat, I'm able to meet with my neighbors. And I'm able to like converse with other people, and you get to make connections. And because people walk more, you get to see the people who live in the area and build relationships.
I was going to say, you get to see the same people. And even if you don't know their first name and have never spoken to them, like it's like an unspoken thing that like, okay, we both live in the same neighborhood. Like I've seen you plenty of times walking at this time of day. You're always at this bus stop, or you're going to work. You're always on your way to the gym or whatever it may be. Like it does genuinely just feel like a bigger sense of community here.
Yeah, because you're not isolated in your car.
Yes.
You're able to like see people and smile
and
experience
people. Yeah.
And then even when people are driving, like Caboose and I, for Valentine's Day, we all went down to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And Caboose and I like walked to the liquor store to grab a couple drinks. And when we did, like women were like shouting out their cars and being like, oh my God, you've got a good one. Because he was grabbing a drink out of the bag. Literally, that was it. And then like another woman was like, I love your outfit. You're so fierce. And it's just that sense of like, because we are actively a part of the community here by participating in a slower paced life, you then get to build those connections and like feel the humanity around you instead of just feeling shut off in your house.
That is such a good way to put it. Yeah, I feel like the humanity, like it is, I feel so much more connected. And I also did not realize like how much it does for my mental health to be able to spend more time outside of a building. And like, I don't know. I feel like when I was in the States, I spent most of my time, like if I wasn't in my car driving, then I was at work, you know, and I would have a 5-minute window of like, not even 5 minutes, maybe like a 1-minute window of the time I traveled in between my car, walking, enjoying the sunlight to inside, and then spending my entire day inside. And then by the time that I was off of work, the sun was down. So genuinely having only 5 minutes of like sun to skin contact. Like no wonder I was so depressed all the time, right? Like, and also just so overworked all the time. And it's so nice to not have that here. You know? And it just does like, that's the thing is like human beings were not meant to do that. They were not meant to just be inside a building all day. Like you're meant to feel the sun on your skin and to experience other people. And that doesn't mean like talk to them, but like just being in and around a lot of people like does so much for your health. And yeah, I love that. But with other high standards, I will say it's kind of funny talking to some of our New Zealander friends when they say that there's a really big drinking culture here because most of the drinks that I see are like 4%, which if you're an American listener, you're like, what the hell? Yeah, dude, that's low. That is low for me at least. And the liquor stores are substantially so much smaller
Yeah, they're about the size of a gas station.
All the
like
liquor
if
stores.
you're lucky, it's the size of a gas station. Totally. Otherwise, they're quite small.
And small.
I will say, I think that like that is something that like every place I've lived, I have heard that same. There's a couple of similar narratives that you get everywhere. It's if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it'll change.
Yep.
And that we have the craziest weather here. Every place I've lived and visited, I always hear that. So like universally, that's just what weather look like. And also, if you're watching, Callie just disappeared. It's because she's letting Guinness out. And also, every place I've lived has talked. You may as well leave it open because she's gonna come back in. Has talked about it being a really heavy like problem with drinking, and they will all say the same thing. That is that culturally, they don't talk to each other or have deep conversations about alcohol. So I think that those are things that like every place thinks that their specific country or region has an issue with, but those are universal like human experiences. And it's not to say that like you don't get to say that, but it is one of those that like, yeah, you experience that everywhere.
Totally.
Everywhere says that like, oh no, we're a heavy drinking culture. Human beings, just like alcohol, human beings want social lubricant because human beings naturally, being tribe-like creatures, feel awkward. So if something makes them feel less awkward, they're going to go for it. And it doesn't mean that like your specific country has a massive drinking problem. It means that like we as like human beings, we like anything that helps ease that tension.
Totally.
But yeah, it is really cute because when I look, I'm like, oh my God, where's Cutwater when I need it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I need the 12%ers.
Yeah.
Where are they? But I guess it's a good thing because I am still
because your body doesn't need the 12%.
No, my body does not need that. Yeah. And that's a lot. That's a lot. So it's nice to like, honestly, like the things that I was like, man, I wonder if I'm going to miss this like until the day that I die. I don't. Like a lot of those things, like I genuinely, it's amazing how like much we don't give credit to our own brains to be able to adapt, especially when it comes to things that actually benefit us. Yeah. So I don't need the Cutwaters. I don't need any of that, but I don't need the all you can eat sushi. That is something that I never thought I would fucking say in my entire life, but I don't need that. Like, yeah, it's better to not have it. It's better to not have it.
I still miss it.
Also, one thing that we've learned, work-life balance is crazy. The priority here is like the standard here. Just the base level standard here is so much higher than the United States could ever offer. And you cannot trust Google to give you opening hours to anything, no matter what time of year it is. It does not fucking matter. Everyone could be going off. The bosses could be leaving off for a vacation on a random day. It doesn't matter. No,
businesses will close for days or weeks at a time.
Yeah, weeks.
It is not uncommon to walk past and like our little corner shop was closed, I think, for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The Chippy was closed for like 4 because they were all going off to visit family.
Totally.
And
as you should.
Google says they open at 9 a.m. I've been there at 9:30 and they're not there.
Yep.
They get there when they get there. It is definitely something that teaches you, again, if you're like, oh, hey, I wait till the last minute on stuff, that sucks. You learn to prepare a little bit more, or you learn to just be like, well, fuck.
Yeah, you learn
I did my best.
Yeah, you learn to accept that and be like, well, I did my best. And also, like, they're just doing their best.
Yeah.
Like, and it's that, like, lack of, like, entitlement that New Zealanders, Kiwis tend to have about, like, anybody in that scenario of like, oh, I'm a little bit let down that this restaurant is closed. Because in the US, I feel like people would get 1-star reviews no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
You know, well, like quick too. And here it's not really a thing.
Even in the gym, like I'm used to like a CrossFit class.
Yeah.
If people are late, they're like heavily punished. And this is a class you're paying for. And I get it. You're probably thinking, oh my God, well, it's rude to be late. But also life happens.
Yeah.
And
sometimes traffic is crazier than normal. Sometimes there's an accident. Like
sometimes your dog won't fucking pee and you have to wait for her to go potty before you can put her back in the house.
Totally.
And here, if you come in like, 2 or 3 minutes late to a class, you are not being publicly shamed.
Yeah.
And I have been to so many gyms in the States where they are going to publicly shame you if you walk in a couple minutes late, if you are not like, or like I've had to leave early for a class because I like basically double booked myself and I booked an appointment earlier than I thought I did, but I still wanted to hit the gym. And that culture of just like more understanding around people's like personal lives and that family comes first and that like your own mental health comes first. Like when it takes me a couple days to reply to emails because, you know, again, we live a crazy life. Totally. We've just had an insane weekend. I'm still dying. I'm still recovering from that.
Period.
When I'm like, hey, like my apologies, it's taking me a couple days to respond. The amount of people that respond with like, absolutely no problem. Like that was faster than I thought it was. And it's like, it took me 72 hours to reply to your email. That's buck wild for me. But here it's very much just like an understanding of it. And I think that's something that like I'm still getting used to because it's just one of those like, oh my God, wait, you're not mad that I didn't instantly respond?
Totally.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the whole country shuts down from December to February.
That is something that you should know.
Love it.
Like
I
literally,
personally
if you're
love
planning on moving to New Zealand, December through the end of January, just maybe don't do it. None of the restaurants that you want to go to will be open. Nope. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
I just had a client reach out that was like, oh, I think I want to get tattooed, but I want to like come for like New Year's. And I was like, just understand, most places are closed.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like everyone is on vacation equally together.
Yes, exactly. Another thing, any accounts that you may have online. So Amazon, Spotify, even your Alexa, any apps that you have, just fucking any TV streaming things, delete them, start over.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Oh my fucking God, had so many Amazon Prime movies that I bought, and I had the whole library, a little collection that I was really proud of because it just felt really personal to me and it was sweet. And like I had like movies that meant a lot to me, gone. Yep. Completely fucking gone. When you move countries, even if you spent that money on Amazon Prime,
you have to get a new account.
You have to get a new account. Those movies do not transfer over. Don't even bother wasting your time with that shit. It's awful. Horrible.
Yeah. So our TV is like we brought our Alexa with us and that's still logged in for the States. And so that way I can still access all the movies. Yep. Because if you've been here for any moment of time, you know that I'm a massive cinephile. And so I have a huge collection of films that I purchased.
Yes.
And I was like, I am not giving those up whatsoever. Yep. And also I don't use like the Amazon Australia because that's the closest one you can get.
Totally.
I don't use that to buy anything here. There's just no point.
I don't use Prime anymore at all.
Yeah.
It's just crazy because I never thought that I would get to a point of never using Prime.
Yeah, there's no reason to use it.
No.
Which again, I would love to say that's because we're like, oh my God, look at us. It's because we're like saying fuck Jeff Bezos. No, it's just that like it's not convenient. So you don't use it. And which was partly why we wanted to be here. Totally. Was to get rid of those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And like, again, it's one of those things where it's like things that you thought that like you would miss and wouldn't be able to live without. Like you need to give more credit to your brain because you genuinely, a year in, you won't miss it anymore. And it's honestly better. It's better that like we don't use Amazon Prime. It's better that we don't give money to Jeff Bezos. But yeah, just don't even worry about that. And that kind of ties into what we wish we knew before we moved here, which is the whole app thing. Like, I wish I knew that my entire movie library would be gone. Otherwise, I wouldn't have spent that last year that I knew that I was going to move to New Zealand buying fucking movies.
I would have just rented each one of them and not bought them.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just like wouldn't be attached, you know? So something that we wish we knew, we kind of touched on the first thing, which is Victoria's Secret. I wish that I would have just bought a ton more because it's the mental, emotional labor of finding a dupe that I'm like struggling really hard with. I'm like, I don't want
But to be fair, you haven't gone out and tried it either because you haven't been to Bras and Things.
I haven't been to Bras and Things. So maybe
you go into Bras and Things and you're like,
life.
Hey, this is phenomenal. This is amazing.
Comment if you want me to go to Bras and Things.
Yeah, I think we asked Caboose before we were like starting. And he had mentioned that the department stores here are like not nearly as good as department stores in the States.
Totally.
And it is hard to explain to people here like the difference. And
There's
I think
big difference.
The easiest way to explain it is that like New Zealand has one theme park, Rainbow's End, and it is essentially comparing Rainbow's End to Disney.
Yeah.
And if you have been to Disney and other theme parks in the States, Rainbow's End is like a local version of Six Flags.
Yeah.
So like a really small version of Six Flags. You would not compare Six Flags to Disney. And that is what their stores here are basically like, is that like their stores, you're like, yeah, I get it. You're technically a theme park. Mm-hmm. But you're not Disney. And that's what, like, you know, if you go to Warehouse here or even Farmers, you're like, this is not Target or Kohl's. They're just not similar in, like, technically they fall in the same realm, but they are not the same thing. And trying to explain it to people is hard.
Totally.
But honestly, like, I moderately miss it. But for all of the benefits of living here, and before you're like, you know what, Lou, you haven't mentioned coffee once. I still miss coffee creamer, and I still miss good coffee. That's probably never going to change. I'm probably never going to, like, when we are in a place that we're able to travel again and I get to go to countries that have coffee creamer, I will absolutely consume a ungodly amount of it. I don't think I will ever stop missing that. But the same thing is I don't stop missing, like, Strongbow dark fruit when I go to England, or cheese and onion pie in England. I will just continue to miss that forever.
Totally.
That's fine.
Tokyo sushi, I will always miss.
Yeah, that's why I can't believe you said you don't miss all-you-can-eat sushi. But that was the only place I ate all-you-can-eat sushi,
I don't
to be
miss
fair.
access to all-you-can-eat sushi. I think that's the thing, is, like, no, I have realized now, like, I spent a lot of time just overeating in the U.S. as well. Like, here, it's a good thing that it's hard to overeat here. I'm like, thank you for another health point that I don't have to struggle with my temptation for. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
absolutely. I think because I only ate all-you-can-eat sushi with you, and that was for special occasions.
Diva, I was eating all-you-can-eat sushi way more than I should.
Yeah, so. I only ate it every once in a while, so it was a beautiful privilege.
Totally.
But yeah, I think, like, if it was one of those things where I would have to trade, like, what we missed in the States for the life that we have here, I 100% would not, because it is that safety of being able to walk to work, and also just, like, that slowing down of, like, again, a 10-minute walk to work allows me to, like, be a part of the community, and I am surrounded by nature every single day. And it's funny because here, talking to other people, Caboose and I were at the astronomy club the other night, and we were talking to a backpacker, and he was telling us about all these amazing hikes. And I was like, yeah, just walking around, like, they have gullies here that you can just, like, go and walk through, and you're surrounded by these ferns that are genuinely phenomenal. Like, you feel like you were back, like, looking at, like, dinosaur land.
Yeah, I feel like I'm, like, in a movie set.
Yeah, like, and it's just in your backyard. Like, it's just right there. And he was like, what? No, Hamilton's not nature. It's a city, like, it's a town, like,
it's more nature than we're used to.
But again, like, yeah, it's just, there are flowers that we've only ever seen as tattoo references.
Oh my God, right? And we get to just see them on the way to work.
Yeah, and I get to touch them.
Yeah.
And take pictures of them.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal to be, like, immersed in that, especially having spent all those years in the desert and genuinely bitching every single day.
Totally.
Whereas the most I can complain about here is sidewalk etiquette. Is that, like, they culturally do not understand where to walk on a sidewalk.
That's true.
They're just going at each other. And that's, like, the biggest gripe I have, is that you don't know how to build a decent parking lot in a department store. Okay. It's not like I'm spending all my time there anyway.
I know, right? I'll fucking take... Well, again, it's a reflection of the fact that capitalism hasn't touched society in New Zealand to the point where we have to brainwash people into spending money. That's not the goal.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Well, I think it's a testament to, like, the amount that Kiwis push back against that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, absolutely.
That, like, culturally, there is still, like, pushback there, where, like, here I see so many more queer couples than I did in the States. And even here, culturally, they're like, okay, we do not have protections that we should. And, like, there's a continuous progression to get better and to fight against the systems that are oppressing.
Totally.
But that oppression has not gotten as far as it got in the States. And I think that's what's great, is that, like when you were speaking of high standards, is that those high standards are equally progressing kiwis and also like protecting them from things that they don't know about. So when we're like, oh, hey, I missed this, like, yeah, but not at the expense of like, I wouldn't want that for like the culture that we are a part of.
Period.
So.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's a wonderful place to live. I fucking love it. And again, my only other complaint is there's no pesticides, which is better for the environment.
Yeah. Everything that we're bitching about is because it's like
it
makes
for
the world
good.
better.
Yeah, I know. It's like for the good of humanity. So, I mean, if our American like fucking privilege has to show in this episode, that's fine. I'm happy to not be in America. I'm happy to embrace the culture that New Zealand has. I'm happy to make choices that are better for the planet Earth.
But I would like to not get eaten by mosquitoes all the time.
Fuck it. Oh my God, it's insane. It is insane. No one talks about it. It's insane.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting part is that like nobody really talks about how bad the mosquito problem is until you bring it up. And then when they do say it, like we were, okay, actually, this is a great example. We were tattooing at that pop-up and there's not air conditioning in there and it was hot and muggy and like it was the physically the worst conditions I've ever tattooed in where I was genuinely worried my clients were gonna like pass out. And the other artists there were like, I mean, we notice how hot it is, but we just don't like complain about it. We just don't say anything. And it was interesting to me because it's one of those things of like, sure, like I definitely sound American in this sense that I'm like complaining about how hot it is. And I'm worried more so about my clients. But again, they're Kiwis, so they have just learned to not complain about it. But like operationally, I'm putting a stencil on, and this is for tattoo artists. You will understand what it's like when your client is sweating their stencil off, and also when you are like trying to stretch the skin and they're so sweaty that your hands are just slipping because your actual work surface is just wet, and no matter how much you're wiping, just wet. But they don't talk about it. They don't talk about like that discomfort. They just kind of put their head down, go on with it. No one says anything. And it's the same thing with bugs here is that like Callie and I are getting eaten alive. Caboose is getting bit quite a bit, but we are getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. And the mosquitoes here are something we're not used to. So they last, like the bites last for days and sometimes up to like a week or so.
Oh my God. They are I'm already hella allergic to mosquitoes, and these mosquitoes are super powered. Yeah. I've gotten so many blisters from my bug bites. It's awful. And also they bite us in like six sections at a time. I swear to God. Every time like
they do 2 bites back to back.
Back to back.
And then you'll get them on the foot, on the bottom of my foot, on my fingers.
They've gotten me a couple times on the fingers too.
And they don't sell pesticides here to kill them. So like they don't sell yard sprays to kill them. And we've already done everything we can around, like, okay, we're finding, like, any still like water is gone.
Also, like, natural things, like having mint plants by our windows, like, to just try and get them to go away.
I've taken to, like, rubbing a mint leaf on me at night, and that seems to be working. It worked for, like, one night, so we'll see if it continues to work. Yeah. But otherwise, like, as we're Googling it, and we've done everything else where it's like, hey, you need, like, mosquito nets, like, you need all these things, then it was just like, or just get used to like sleeping with bug spray on. And nobody else around us, like none of our clients are complaining about how bad the mosquitoes are. And then I brought it up to a couple people. I was like, yeah, like the mosquitoes are really bad. And every single one of them is like, oh yeah, it's fucking bad. Bro. So like, again, no one's physically saying anything first, but the moment you say it, they're like, oh yeah, it's fucking bad, dude. Like it's not good. Bro, they're awful. You have to like, Callie and I have mosquito bands that we found
I just permanently at one of the stores. Wear it now.
I just sleep in them.
Yeah, I sleep in them. I go to the gym in them. I just don't take them off.
They're just citronella bands that you have to like wear all the time. We have mint in every like window. We're burning citronella at night, like doing everything we can.
Saging the house with citronella is so ridiculous. Like just leave us alone.
And the mosquitoes here are wild because you can't hear them unless they're within like probably 3 or 4 inches of your face.
Silent. There's ninjas.
They're so silent.
Yes. Yeah. And it's only when they're literally right in your face that you fucking hear them.
So that.
And they've already bitten you at least twice.
If you want to move here. Yeah, they've already gotten you multiple times. Yes. If you want to move here, invest in some like bug spray. Yeah. You're gonna need it.
Totally.
You are for sure going to need it.
Or just be mentally and emotionally prepared for it.
Yeah, you're going to be covered in bug bites like all summer long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to winter just so that way we don't have bug bites.
Fucking yeah, dude. Totally.
But again, I would not trade mosquitoes for ice.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think I'm perfectly happy living here. I could see this being my forever home. I love it. I fucking love New Zealand. And I'm really grateful. And that's it. I don't want to move back. I don't want to move anywhere else. New Zealand is the place for me.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
That's a good episode. Good way to end it.
Mosquitoes. Oh, actually, you know what? We did say one thing.
Yes.
That if we had to sum up this country with 3 words.
Oh.
Do you remember this?
Kind of.
Cat turds.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chicken bones.
Uh-huh.
And cones. Because the amount of chicken bones that are everywhere.
It's Guinness's paradise.
Yeah, it's Guinness's paradise. There are road cones all over the place, and it's one of my favorite things. Mm-hmm. I will eventually get a road cone tattooed on me because it is one of the silliest things. You see them on top of buildings, on top of bridges.
Totally.
And just in trees. Like, it's like a cultural like phenomenon of like where they can put a road cone. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. And I love it so much. The chicken bones I love a lot less because obviously Guinness will try to eat them, and the cat turds I love a lot less because there are a crazy amount of outdoor cats. One of our neighbors just got a fucking kitten that is again just an outdoor cat.
Yep.
So the like went out, got a kitten to then just have it outdoors. And they have a massive like bird population here, so it's like not cool to have like outdoor cats because all they're doing is like
especially like
harassing the birds.
A lot of the birds that are like specific to New Zealand like need to be protected. So that's where it adds to the extra level of uncool, you know?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're like contributing to the problem.
And there's just cat poop everywhere.
There is.
Like just cat poop all over the place.
They just be shitting wherever they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like if it's a school field or if it's like, I don't know. Your driveway. Somebody else's fucking like in the middle of the road or like by a plant. By the sidewalk. Like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. So that's probably like one of the worst parts. And then there's chicken bones, which is crazy because so many people have dogs here.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the dog owners I talk to and I talk about this with are like, yeah, it's a real big problem with like with cat turds, yes, but also the chicken bones.
Yeah.
Is just because they have like chicken and chip shops and people just throw their chicken bones down. So yeah, that's like another one of those crazy things that I'm like, if I had to like sum up the like chaos of this country, it would be cat poop, chicken bones, and cones.
I'll take that over fascism.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I'm still gonna take it. It's just the wildest thing because I like never thought.
Oh yeah, that would be a thing.
That would be a thing. That I'm like, totally. I did not know that there would be so many cats everywhere. Or chicken bones. It's so random.
Very random. Very random. Well, on that note, what was your win for the week?
I survived doing back-to-back flash days.
Totally, yeah.
Barely. I'm still a fucking zombie, but I am a crumpled up tissue being used as a spider house.
Diva, yeah, I'm tired. I am tired. Can my win also be your win?
Yes,
100%. We survived the week.
Okay, and for today, what are you proud of?
I'm proud of drinking a protein shake today.
Nice.
Trying to get back on that habit, the good habit of I've missed like the last couple days because of the flash days. But I haven't like fucked up my streak on MyFitnessPal. So
nice.
Even if I'm not like fully tracking the day, it's nice to like still have the habit. So that way it's not as hard jumping back on the wagon. So that's what I'm proud of for today.
Amazing.
How about you?
I am proud that I forced myself to take a nap.
Nice.
Because I did not want to. And I like called out sick for some shit that I needed to do earlier today.
Period.
Because I woke up and was like, I cannot. Mentally, I am not there. This is totally allowed to be postponed till later. There will be no bad ramifications for this.
You're like, I'm dead, dude.
And I was like, this is going to be 2 to 3 hours of work that I cannot physically handle right now.
Exactly.
So I'm going to allow myself to rest. And I did. So
and here you are.
That was great. Yeah. Yep. So that was my win for today.
Hell yeah.
But we will see you guys back next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and listening to everything. I don't even know that we necessarily talked about everything we love about this country. I don't think we got into all of that. But to what we've learned and what we've adjusted to our first year in New Zealand, and I can't wait to do this after like 5 years when we're like fully just like, this is it.
Yeah, right.
When I am probably still complaining about coffee creamer unless somehow they magically get it here. But overall, I will say that this has been the best year of my life. It has been simultaneously one of the most relaxing and stressful years.
Challenging, yeah.
Yeah, we have worked so hard and so much, and I'm so proud of us. But I have not worked so hard as to get myself ill, which is what happened in the States all the time, where we would chronically be sick because we would push ourselves so much. So I feel like even though we are working in very different ways, we are still able to slowly achieve that Kiwi lifestyle of work-life balance.
Absolutely. It's been nothing but amazing.
Yeah. So I'm proud of us for that.
Proud of us as well. I think that was very well put. It's been the best year of my life and also very challenging.
Yes. Yeah. But we'll see you guys next week. And like, subscribe, share, all the stuff you're supposed to do. And if you have questions about our life here or just about us or about anything random that you want us to teach you about, let us know.
Please do.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Artlist.io